Okay, so let's start from where I was trying to tell it to you. Okay. Yesterday, when we made this code, all of these statements were in the same, you can say, when flag clicked event, but we can put them in separate events also, separate flag click events also, and they all would start working whenever you will press the flag button. Now, the thing is that this way, when we write this code, which becomes very lengthy, it becomes very difficult for us to understand. So in order to make it easier for us to understand, what we can do is try to put this code in different spaces. I mean that I have a lot of empty space here where I can pick up some of its code and I can put it here. Similarly, I do not need to make my code so complicated. I can put this other event also separately. So what we are going to do today is do this thing first, that we are going to put these two block codes out of this forever loop, because we are taking them out of the forever loop, so they should be in another forever loop. So for that, I'm going to pick a forever loop here and put them in a forever loop. Similarly, I'm going to put another forever loop and put this code in the forever loop as well. Now I have these two code blocks that are in the forever loop. All I need to do is just go to events and put this when flag clicked event here. So this now would start working whenever I will press the flag button. You can see all of the events being highlighted. This one has also got yellow outline, which means it's highlighted. This is also highlighted and this is also highlighted. So all of they are going to work the same way. The only thing that I have to do now is, again, I can use another flag click event for that. I need to make sure that whenever we press the flag button, our score sets back to 0. So for that, what we are going to do is, let's say we have to now set a score for that. We have already got score, but we need to set it to an initial stage of, let's say, 0. So whenever the score is going to be 0, whenever we are going to press this flag icon, our score is going to go back to 0. So first, let's say go to variable. Here we have these two blocks here. First is set variable and the other one is change variable. Then we have show variable and then we have hide variable. So if we want to hide any variable, we can hide it at a certain point. But if we want to set a variables to a certain value, let's say we want my score to be 0 when we press the flag button. So I can use this set block and put it here. It would set the my score value to 0 whenever you will press the flag key. Let's say now I press the flag key, the my score value has gotten down to 0. But on the other hand, what you would see is the opponent score is not going back to 0. How can we put this one back to 0? So for that, what we need to do is again use this set score, and instead of my score, drop down and select the opponent score. So you can now, whenever you will press the flag button, the opponent score is now going to become 0 and the my score is also going to become 0. But you can start playing your game and see if you can score some points. Yes, the scores are kind of working perfectly fine now. I would think that this is kind of a little smaller. We can make it a little bigger. Okay, no problem. So now the scores are working fine. Now we can set a criteria for winning or losing this game. Let's say that if I score 5 points first, I would win the game. But if my opponent scores 5 points first, I will lose the game. So I have to give this condition or give this statement here in very simple words. If I would write it, that would be something like that. If my score is equal to 5, I win the game. And similarly, if opponent score similarly, if opponent score is equal to 5, I lose this game. So now I need to write a code here through which I can explain if either I have won this game or either I have lost this game. In order for winning something, what we need to do is give a code for that. And this is something that is going to be checked always. We are always keep on checking. We are going to always keep on checking the score if the score is 5 or if the opponent has scored 5. So we need to keep checking it always. For that, we are going to use a control structure which helps us to do everything always. That is forever. Forever will help you to do anything that you want and keep on doing it always. We always want to just do two things. We just want to check. Check first thing that either we have won or we have lost. So winning criteria to win is that the score should be equal to 5. So that is where what I need to pick here. Equal to. I need to compare the score with something and I need to see if they have become equal. So I'm going to pick up this equal option here and put it here. और ये देखूंगा कि if the score has gone to be equal to 5. मैंने कौन सी चीज को चेक करना है विन करने के लिए आई नीड टू चेक माई स्कोर सो आई विल पुट दिस माई स्कोर ब्लॉक फ्रॉम हेयर and put it in this empty circle. If my score is equal to 5, then I would say we would say we can say something or we can change the background to something. Let's say that I change the backdrop. So I switch to backdrop, and for the backdrop I need to add a backdrop here. So this is the, let's say, backdrop that we have. What I'm going to do is duplicate this backdrop, change its name to winner, and just write something here which tells that I have won. Winner, let's say, make it bigger. Once it is big enough, you can change the color as per your own choice. Let's say green color for the winner. Little darker, maybe a darker shade. And also we might want this text to be in maybe a little different handwriting. This one, this one, this one, whichever suits us. So winner, we would say that we are winners. And similarly, I would duplicate that again and I would name it as loser. And now I will write loser here and maybe change its color. So now I have got two different backdrops. I have got a winner backdrop and I have got a loser backdrop. This is an empty backdrop and I don't need it. So let's say I go to this one, go to the basketball code and say that switch backdrop to winner when my score is equal to 5. My score is equal to 5 means that I have won it. If my score is equal to 5, I will change the backdrop to winner and I will do one more thing. I would stop this game. So I'm going to stop all here. Everything is going to be stopped and this winner is going to come up. Similarly, I can duplicate this one and add it at the bottom of this one. Now I need to check if the opponent has scored 5 points. So for that, I need to remove this my score from this circle here and go to variables and put this opponent score here in the place of this empty point. Now I will say that if my opponent has scored 5 points, it means that I have lost it. So I'm going to switch my backdrop to loser, and again I would stop everything. Now let's try to see how this game plays. Okay, so let's stop everything first and then run it again. Oh, my opponent has scored 2 points, and now I need to see if I can beat him. 3 points, no issues. We will also score a few points. So we are now equal. 4. My opponent has scored 4 and I have scored 3. So if our game would be working fine, what should happen is if my opponent score 5 points first, I would get a loser written on my screen and everything should stop. So if that happens, it means that my code is working fine. If that doesn't happen, it means that my code is not working fine. Similarly, if I get to score the 5th point first and my opponent loses, I would be a winner, and the winner symbol should be on my screen and everything should stop. Is that right? So a game actually becomes really boring if you do not have anything to explain if you have won it or if you have not lost it. There should be some challenge in it. So this is basically a little challenge that who scores the 5 points first. So whoever scores 5 points first wins the game, और जो पहले 5 पॉइंट्स नहीं करता वो हार जाए. ठीक है, अब ये है सारा का सारा प्रोग्राम कोड. अब मुझे बताएं कि आप लोगों की प्रोग्रेस कहाँ तक है, ताकि मैं आपको उसके आगे से कुछ बता दूं. इब्राहिम, आपने क्या बना दिया मुझे दिखाएंगे आप? नाउ द टाइम इज दैट यू गाइस शुड स्टार्ट शेयरिंग योर वर्क एंड यू कैन टेक फीडबैक फ्रॉम मी ऑन दैट. ये कोड आपको चाहिए? आप एक
Sir,
चीज को ध्यान
can
से
you send
देखिए.
the picture of the code in the WhatsApp group?
Yes, you can. There is one thing that you need to see. हमारी ज्यादातर that we have 4 objects here. हमारे 4 objects हैं. लाइन का ऑब्जेक्ट है, ये जो हमने यहाँ पर एक लाइन डाली थी बास्केटबॉल को नेट के लिए, उसका एक ऑब्जेक्ट है. हाथ एक ऑब्जेक्ट है और बास्केटबॉल एक ऑब्जेक्ट है. सो वी हैव दीस 4 ऑब्जेक्ट्स, बट line का code we do not have written a lot of things because the line does not have a lot to do. line की simple सी चीजें हैं जो simple से काम उसने
Sir,
करने के सिर्फ हुई हैं. जी जी इनाया,
sir, what's the hands code?
मैं दिखाता हूँ. Similarly, if you see this sprite, it just needs to be at a position when you start it. So that is why इसका भी कोई as such code नहीं है. It just goes to a certain point when you press the flag click. So it basically would work like that. That you can move these objects from this place, displace them somewhere. So अगर आप flag press करेंगे, they all should go back to where they should be. तो ये सिर्फ इसी वजह से आपको sprite और line पे ये go to के codes ही नजर आ रहे हैं, ताकि अगर गलती से इनको कहीं पे displace कर दिया गया है तो जब भी flag press किया जाएगा तो ये वापस अपनी जगह पर आ जाएंगे. Next is the hand code. Hand is basically just there so that you can move it either left side or right side. That is the only thing the hand is doing. Also you need to add one more thing that I have forgot. Similar, अभी आप देख सकते हैं कि जब मैं गेम प्ले करना शुरू करता हूँ तो अभी भी यहाँ पर विनर लिखा हुआ है. ये से वापस चले जाना चाहिए, विनर को रिमूव हो जाना चाहिए यहाँ से. सो इन ऑर्डर टू डू दैट आप यहाँ पर एक सेटिंग करेंगे जब आपकी गेम स्टार्ट होती है. whenever you will start a game you will switch backdrop to जो आपका बास्केटबॉल का ओरिजिनल बैकड्रॉप है. तो आप जब भी गेम स्टार्ट करेंगे वो दोबारा ओरिजिनल बैकड्रॉप पे शुरू हो जाए. हैंड का कोड भी बहुत सिंपल है. यू जस्ट नीड टू यूज 2 ifs इन अ फॉरएवर लूप टू मेक श्योर कि आपका हाथ राइट और लेफ्ट पे मूव कर रहा है. ठीक है. सिमिलरली देयर इज अनदर वे टू मूव इट. मैंने आपको शायद बताया था लास्ट वीक कि आप इसे मूव कर सकते हैं विद द पोजीशन ऑफ योर एक्स, विद द पोजीशन ऑफ योर माउस। आप इसे अपने माउस की पोजीशन के साथ भी मूव कर सकते हैं। माउस को जिधर मूव करेंगे आपका हैंड उस साइड पे मूव हो सकता है। मैं उसका भी कोड आप लोगों को भी करके दिखा देता हूँ, ठीक है। अच्छा, ये तो है कोड आपका हैंड का। अगर क्या जैसे ही आप इसे मूव करेंगे तो वैसे ही मूव करना शुरू कर देंगे। अच्छा, दूसरी चीज ये, लेट्स से कि आपको माउस के साथ अगर मूव करवाना है इसको, तो आप कैसे करा सकते हो। उसके लिए आपने कंट्रोल लूप में जाना है और इसको फॉरएवर लूप, ये फॉरएवर लूप उसमें भी वैसे ही यूज होगा। उसके बाद आप यूज करेंगे चेंज एक्स बाय, सेंसिंग पे जाएंगे और यहाँ से लेंगे माउस एक्स। अब जब आप इसे प्ले करेंगे तो आप जिधर माउस को लेके जाएंगे आपका कैरेक्टर उस तरफ चला जाए, ठीक है। आप इसे इसके अंदर रख के भी यूज कर सकते हैं। इसी तरह गो टू के साथ भी इसे यूज कर सकते हैं। थोड़ा ज्यादा स्मूथली काम करेगी। वो जिधर जिधर माउस को लेके जाएंगे आप देख रहे हैं कि आपका हैंड भी उस तरफ आपके साथ साथ मूव करता जा रहा है। So these are the two alternate ways that you can move your character on the screen for this game. Either you can use these right and left keys, or you can use this code to move it along the mouse position. ठीक है जी। अब इनाया आप बताएं, आपने क्या पूछना था। माउस का अपने हैंड का कोड देख लिया, इसके अलावा कोई और चीज आप देखना चाहती हैं।
No.
अच्छा, अब आप लोगों में से किसी ने अपना कोड शेयर करवाना है। अगर किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रही है तो मैं उसको देख के बता दूं कि क्या प्रॉब्लम, उसे कैसे ठीक कर सकते हैं। किसी ने वो करना है। इब्राहिम, आपने दिखाना है कि आपने क्या गेम बनाई है, उसके अंदर क्या प्रॉब्लम आ रही है आपको। आप लोग अभी दिखा सकते हैं क्या। मैंने अपनी स्क्रीन रिकॉर्डिंग रिकॉर्डिंग भी बंद कर देता हूँ और मैंने स्क्रीन शेयरिंग भी बंद कर दी है। अब आप लोग दिखाना चाहें तो दिखा सकते हैं जो भी आपके कोड है।
पर कल मुझसे बिल्कुल सेव ही नहीं हो पाया।
अच्छा, तो अभी आपने कितना काम कर लिया दोबारा।
What?
अभी आपने दोबारा कंटिन्यू करने के बाद कितना काम किया है आज। जन्नत, डू यू वांट टू से समथिंग।
यस।
व्हाट डू यू वांट टू से बच्चा।
जब मैं स्कोर करती हूँ तो वो शुरू से 0 पे हो जाता है।
जब आप शेयर करें मैं आपको बताता हूँ क्या प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है।